Hi guys, Belle here, and it is time for day 3 of hashtag Junk Journal in July 24. I really have to remember it's July and not January. So today's prompt was fold, so we can see there. Oh, and this is created by Meg Journals in collaboration with Get Messy Art. Links will be down below. So today's one was fold, and I thought, one of the things I like about doing this challenge that I enjoyed in January is the fact that I like trying some new things sometimes. So when I thought of fold, I thought of origami. So I actually made some little 3D origami stars. Aren't they adorable, guys? And I actually used some of the papers for Creep on June. And then I used brads in the middle. You don't have to. I am going to show you how to make these. I am not an expert, guys. I literally learnt this yesterday and then made quite a few of them. But before that, we're going to use this page in the journal. And I want to Mod Podge on it. You can see it's already quite grungy. How beautiful is that? But I'm going to grunge it up even more. I'm going to use some of my tea bags on here too with some Mod Podge. And we're going to have that as the background. It's going to be quite a simple layout. But that's okay because simple's good. Especially when you're starting. I did this last year. Quite a few of my first pages were simpler until I got in the flow of things. Last year in January. Yeah, I started off doing simpler kind of things until I was in the swing of it, especially as it was the first time I'd ever done the challenge in January and I didn't really know what to expect. I don't art journal a lot. I am trying to do it more often, but I don't do it that much. And I just thought, let's start slow. Let's do some simpler layouts until you're in the swing of it, kind of thing. So that's what I did. And that's what we'll probably do here, I say, after making origami stars. I remember doing origami as a child, you know, when you're really young. Oh, I love this. It's got tea all over it. When you're really young and, well, I'll say really young, like 9, 10, something like that. And I think I was brought a book as a gift. And I remember doing a few little things, but that was years and years ago, and they were quite simple. And I thought, oh, stars. I want to do some stars, so let's look up. I will link the video down below that I used, that was the best one that I found for me to use. I tried a couple and this one worked for me. It is silent, but I'm going to talk you through my process. So this might be a slightly longer video, even though I said they were going to be shorter videos, because, you know, I'm going to go through the process of making the 3D star for anyone who hasn't done it before. Look how beautiful and grungy that page now is, guys. Oh, I love it. And this has got bits of tea still on it, which is perfect because it just adds to the grunge. Yeah, we've had a couple of, I won't say brighter pages, because the postcard page was definitely more muted in places, but it also, I used lots of bright stars and I used brighter inks. Now, I'm going to let that dry, and whilst that's drying, I am going to grab everything to show you how to do the star. Okay, guys, so to make these stars, it is best to use really thin paper. You can do other things. I'll show you some others that I've made afterwards with tea dye paper and things like that. But especially if it's your first time making it, I would really recommend you use a paper that has a white side and a pattern side. So this is just some thin scrapbook paper. This is 20 by 20. I did a few different sizes, but I wanted to do it larger to really, really make sure that you can see as well as possible. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold this paper in half so that the pattern side, if you're using a pattern side, is both sides. And you're going to have it so that it opens up at the top. Now, you really should make sure you use your bone folder really well to burnish these edges if you have one. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this left hand bottom corner and you're going to come up to just fold it so that it reaches the top edge of that paper and makes a little triangle point there. And again, I'm really going to burnish this down so you've got that triangle now. Now you're going to open it back up again and you're going to take that the top left hand corner, and you're going to do exactly the same. You're going to bring it down to that fold, make a little point. You can see some of the white showing in mine. That's fine. You can work all that out, especially if you're going to ink. Just make sure that's really, I think I've gone slightly too far. Okay. Make sure that's really burnished down. And then you're going to open it up again. You've still got the opening to the top. Now, you may not be able to see it. Let me get a pen. But right here in the middle, you've got the cross. You see where the bends are. And you've got, right here is the centre. I'm going to mark it because it doesn't matter for me. Do you see that's not a very good mark, is it? So there in the centre, you've got your cross and you've got the centre. And that's important to know where that is, because now you're going to take the bottom right hand side of your paper, or this is how I'm viewing it, and you're going to pull that edge so that it is in that centre, like so. So I'll bring this up so you can see it. So that very edge point needs to be in that centre. Do you see? And you're going to burnish that down. And then you are going to take this edge here, which you just put there in that dot. You're going to take, so if we open it up again, it's that same point, and you are going to fold that over to make a triangle on itself. So you're going to fold it back on itself, basically, to make this, it's almost like an ice cream cone. So we had it where the dot was, and we folded it back on ourselves to make this shape. Now you're going to take this left hand side again at the point, and you are going to, I like to turn it this way a little bit, you're going to make the meet here. So you're going to fold it over. You don't want them overlapping at all. So let me bring you down a little bit. So you've taken this bottom piece and you're folding it over, and you do not want them overlapping. You're just having them meet each other like that. And again, really burnish it down. So now you'll have this weird, almost strange airplane shape with a really big wing there. And now what you're going to do is you're going to turn it over. And this side, you're going to fold in on itself again. See how many folds, guys? I really went, oh, it said fold. Let's fold lots. So again, so we had this shape. We turned it over and we are folding it in on itself. And it's really important you do this the right way. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to make your star. I really need to get that point to itself. Okay. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be, I mean, it should be as perfect as possible, but, you know, some of mine haven't been exact, and it's worked out okay. And now where's my scissors gone? So you've folded it in on itself. Now turn it, you've got this straight line here. you've got all these long bits and the triangle here. You're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut across this straight line. So it was like that. You've cut this bit off. You don't need this bit now. And now we're going to open this up and you'll have a pentagon like so. Let me raise you a little bit. You'll have a pentagon like so. Okay. And now the next thing to do is we're going to fold all these edges in on itself. Right, so you'll have two lines here at these. So you have your top point and then the two side points here. See the lines there and there? If it makes it easier, then ink it, but it will depend what you're wanting to do. You're going to bring up the bottom edge and you're going to have these 2 points on the bottom edge line up onto those creases and you're going to really press down like so. And then you're going to turn it and we've got the new bottom edge. We've got these 2 creases. So it's the 2 points next to the top point. And again, we've got our 2 edges. I'll try and get it up closer so that you can really see what I mean. So this point and this point are lying on these creases. And we're going to do that all the way around. So I've just done it twice. So this is the 3rd time. Like so. And right now it's looking like a hot mess with all these creases. It does take some practice, guys, unless you're amazing and these kind of things just come to you naturally. It takes a little bit of time to get this right, which is why I made so many. And I wanted to make it in different kinds of papers to see which worked best. Now that edge is not completely straight. I must have cut it at a slight wonky angle. So this will be interesting to see how this works out. So we now have all those folds all the way around. And now you're going to turn it so you've got a point at the bottom and a straight at the top. And this is when it gets a bit trickier. Now, I do it slightly differently, or I found it easier to do it this way for me than exactly on the video I was following. So you're going to bend on that crease that we've just made. And then you'll have, do you see there's a line there? As you bend on that crease, you want to pop that out, giving you a point. And as you do that, this side will pop under. So let me show you that again. I've got to do it several times anyway. So you're going to bend at the crease, but you'll have this line here. You pop that out with your finger. And as you're putting it down, you're also pushing the other side, which obviously is on that line as well, down. I really hope that makes sense. You might have to stop the video. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I stopped and rewatched the video. So we've just done one. And now we've got to do this one. So again, we've got that crease there. We're going to pop that out with our finger, fold along this fold, whilst also with your other finger pushing in this side. It sounds really complicated. I'm not going to lie, guys. It's a little complicated. And it sounds like it. And we're going to turn it again. And this is where you have to try and remember which ones you've done. And then press on that line, push that out, push that under. And you're making new folds. I've got to make sure it's all the way around. Turn this down, press my finger into there whilst with my other finger, the back finger, pushing down on this crease. It will want to fold. Once you get the technique, guys, it'll want to fold in on itself if you're pressing it on the right creases. That moved a little bit. So yeah, this is not the best tutorial. I have only just learned how to do this. So, you know, there may be other ones out there. Like I said, I'll link the video to the person that I learnt from, but yeah, they don't talk. I like to just make sure I've gone round a few times. Okay, but you only need to do it 5 times. Now, if you'll see, you've got these creases. So between the points, you've got this kind of tiny triangle. We're going to fold that in, and we're going to press that down too. Give it an edge. And you'll get, see, there we go, we've got the 2 points, and there's this little triangle crease here. Fold that in. 2 points, triangle here, fold that together. 2 points, triangle here, fold that together. And last one, 2 points, triangle here, fold the triangle in on itself. And you'll end up with this cute little bowl. That's what you'll end up on. And you can see a lot of the creasing we've done has been on the white side. Now, this is where it gets tricky, guys, because you have this, but we've got to try and bring it all in. And this is where I always kind of get a bit lost, if I'm honest. Yeah, I always try and get a little bit lost. So you have to bend this. So on one of the points, you've got the bend there. You're going to bend that. You're going to bring this down. Goes like that. So let me show you that again. We've got the bend. We're going to bend it there. And then this point has to come in. So I know this is hard, guys. I don't know how to explain it any better, but you've got the bend. You're going to grab your finger. We're going to push that, which will bring this one down. But instead of bringing it completely down, you're going to pull on. Do you remember that little triangle we made there? You're going to pull on that and bring it down like that. And then we're going to do the same here. We're going to pull on the edge of that little triangle and bring it down. And the same here. Pull on that little triangle and bring it down. And look at that. So I'm going to go through that again, guys, because I know this can be a bit... So we've got our edge. Doesn't matter what edge, as long as you start on a point. You're going to put your finger there to bend it and bring this bit down. But instead of it being flat down like that, which we kind of did when we were pressing, we're going to get the edge of that little triangle we made, the right hand edge, and we're going to pull that in. And again here, we've pressed that down, that's coming in. We're going to grab the edge of that little triangle and we're going to pull that in. And again here, we're going to grab the edge of the little triangle, we're going to pull it in, and it should tuck in, and then we'll have this lovely star. You can see I've kind of not lined that one up right, but that's okay. I'm trying to do a very complicated tutorial. So it will look like this. It'll look like this on this side with that white edge. That's going to be our back. And it will look like this on this side. A bit like a ninja throwing star. Now, we're going to fold again, guys, because, you know, there's not enough folds in this piece. Let me bring you down even further. So have you heard that creaking? And now I'm going to start here. So I like to start on the left-hand side that's next to the top point. And we're going to fold this over, guys. And again, we want the point to meet up, but we don't want the whole fold to go to this edge. It's kind of halfway, guys. I'll show you on the finished star as well. Do you see? There's this gap. So you want the points to meet here, but you don't want this bit to meet. And really get that bone folder burnish, or whatever you use, you really need to do it. Then we're going to turn it, and we're going to do exactly the same thing, guys. I really hope this is going to be useful to you guys. Because the other video was silent, sometimes that works better in learning. You can see I've gone to the point, but it's got halfway. Turn again, and we're going to do this one. Now, this is the problem. If you've got heavier papers, this is why the thinner papers are better. because you're doing all these folds, and the thicker your paper, the harder the folds are going to be to do. So we'll do this 4 times, guys, and then we are going to get to the final one. And you can see they're all kind of meeting up in the middle. Now I used a brad, like I said, on mine because I wanted it for the detail, but they don't need brads. Now we've got 1 fold left. Now this one's where it gets a little bit different. So you can see there's a gap in all of these. Do you see that? And we are going to fold this whilst tucking it inside. So we're going to take it and fold just like we did the other ones to the point. But we're going to bring it down inside that little gap bit. And bring it down in there. And again, this is why you need thinner papers, because this needs to tuck. It will be inside that. Oh, that's not very good. There, let me redo that. So it has tucked right inside that little piece there. And if your papers are too thick, that will bulk. And there we have our star, guys. Now, if your folding's a bit better and you're not doing it on camera, everything should meet up in the middle, like so. And I'm going to show you, before we get back to the page, I'm going to show you a few others that I have made. Okay guys, so I've grabbed the other ones I've made. So this was the first one I made, and you can see it should all meet in the middle. Do you see? This has got slight gapping because I haven't exactly folded it perfectly, but that's okay. That again is where brads or a sticker or something fun. But this was the first one I made. Then I made this itty bitty one. It's so cute. Again, just press that down. It all meets in the middle there. Do you see that? And then I made one out of vintage music paper, which obviously is one of my favourites because it's vintage music paper. The great thing about these is you could, if you wanted to, if you make them the same size, they would be perfect to even stick together. So you could put string between them and have them hanging down. So this one was made using 21 by 21 paper. These were both 20 by 20. And this little itty bitty witty one is 10 by 10 paper. So you can see the size difference. So anyway, let's get back to our page, guys. So as I said, the 2 stars I made were using Tracy Fox's Creep on June Craftly Haul Kit, some of the digital papers for that. This one is actually 15 by 15 if you want one this size, and again this is 10 by 10, and you can see I've inked all the edges and I've put little brads in there just because I want that look. And I'm going to glue these on. But I think first what I want to do is I want to have, do you know what, I'm just going to move that out so I know what kind of page I'm working on, because my journal's all, hasn't been properly bound yet. So I'm going to cut, this is one of the Tim Holtz tags, and this, yeah, I'm just going to make a little collage down in this corner. And I'm using my black soot to outline this, just to give it a bit more grunge. And we're going to, I want that there, I think, but it needs to be rounded. But we're going to glue that down. Yeah. So now, obviously, making those stars has made me now want to just go and make more origami pieces. So the little star's going to go here. Just good. So I've just, as I said, I just pulled out pieces. Got all these pieces from the Tim Holtz Halloween ephemeras. and some labels and things. I'm going to grunge this up a little bit. But making those stars was, well, it was complicated. And I think I've made something like 10 of them. Right, I'm going to have to cut some of this bottom off. I want it to say condemned. Now I'm looking at the colours in these stars. We've got blacks and browns and some reds. So that's what I want to use in my pieces. I want to bring in some black, some brown and a little bit of red. There, like so. We may actually stick this one down already so I can see where this is going to go. But once I got the hang of it, it just kind of happened. And the thing is, once you've got the hang of it, it's easier to do it without thinking about what you're doing. Because as soon as you stop and think, hold on, where does that go? You immediately start overthinking and it doesn't come together. So let's do that. We're going to have this one here. I still want some more pieces. I was thinking the fragile or the poison. Poison. I think we're going to have poison on there. So it's a little bit grungy. Which, as we know, I like. And you can really see with the tea bag, you really don't need much more on there because it adds so much interest to the back. I want that there. Grungy. Do I want the 13? I thought I had a little, I do, I have a little 31, which I wanted because again, it's the black and the red. I think I want to put it under poison, so I don't know if that will lift up now. Oh, very quickly, it does, it does. See, that would go great just in the middle of one of those stars as well. So there's lots of things you can do, and if you do mess up a little bit, and you've got a bit of gapping here or there, or you can see a little bit of the white edge. Remember, that's where inks and other embellishments come into play, guys. And sometimes you might like it better than when you were originally trying to do. Sometimes. Wondering about that, or a bit of this. Do, 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 do. Oops, cannot sing that song. I think I like this one, to be honest. I think I like that on there. Yeah. So we did a lot of folding and we did a lot of unfolding with the tea bags because obviously they are all folded up to begin with, and then you unfold them to use them, which is, you know, fun. I want to keep that bit because I like that. Okay, let's see if I need another piece anywhere. Right down there. Do I need another piece? I can cut this and ink it. And then see if I like that on there too. And I do. So that's going to, oh, I was going to put some lace. I knew there was something I forgot, and the lace is literally staring me in the face right here. And I forgot to put any lace on it. Maybe I'll put some along the side. Maybe it doesn't need any. I'm looking at it though and thinking, does it need some lace? Now I have the number somewhere too. Where did the number go to? I need to find that, the little tab for the top, because I might add some lace. Let's glue this down and then let me find the number, the day. And you know, I've got lots of these papers and things left from Creep on June, so, and they're so lovely that it's great to be able to use them in another project. Let me find that number. Okay guys, so I found the number. I'm also trying to work out if I want to do any stamping, you know, just a few words in places. I mean, I'm not sure it needs it, but let me grab my script stamp. And I could always do it in some, what is that on my stamp? Bad stamp, mother. I'm going to use my VersaFine Vintage Sepia. And I'm just going to very lightly, because I don't know if I want it or not. I'm just going to very lightly do it. My gosh, that was so lightly I couldn't even see it. Okay, I don't mind that. Just in places. Okay, I don't mind that. That's okay. All right. And what I think I've decided is I do want a bit of lace. And I think I want it up here. Let's tear this a bit more. I want it up here under the tab. So like that, and then the tab could go over it. I need to do this. And the tab could go over it. Let's open this page up. Why is it so hard just to get the tab over the top? And actually, looking at it thinking, something seems wrong. Oh, and while we're at it, actually, let's do the whole page. Let's bring in some of that black. And even down the side. And up here. Just bring some of it in. Oh, yes, I like it. And that's going to go on there. With this underneath. Like so. Do we like that, or do we like it without the lace? Let's try both. No, I like it with the lace. Sorry if you guys don't, but I do, and that's what matters. I want it with the lace, and I'm just thinking I'm going to stitch across there actually, so I'll be back. Okay guys, so I stitched that on. It's at a slight angle, which kind of irritates me, but it's done. It's on there. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying the fact that because this journal isn't bound together, that it's easy to take the pages out. I'm now going around it in walnut stain as well. It's easier to take the pages out and just stitch on them, work on them, that kind of thing, which is actually a lot of fun. And obviously if I want to do something on the other page, yes, there's some stitching on there now, but that's okay. And I think that's it, guys. Let's just put our number on here, maybe down the bottom here. So 3, 7, 24. And I love that. I love that, guys. Isn't it fun? So I really hope you enjoyed this one. And as I said, if you're doing this challenge or another arty challenge, one of the things I would really recommend you doing is trying new things, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, like I did, not only making these stars, but then showing you my way of making them on camera, and just using things differently, seeing how things work. I think that looks really, really good. Let's put my journal back together now. And yeah, that is day 3 in the journal. And I hope you enjoyed this. I think it's really cute and it's grungy. And it's got some metal texture and some fabric and some papers and some stamping. Lots and lots of texture. But that's it, guys. So I know this was a slightly longer one, but I do hope that some of you out there are inspired to have a go at some of these stars, and that maybe my tutorial was a little bit helpful. And I will be back soon with another video. Until next time, guys, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye.